Jack's journey started in Rapid City, South Dakota. In 2015, he was found alone behind a dumpster. Not long after that is when we met. But first, we have to go back even further so I can explain how us being together was fate. A few years earlier, my boyfriend at the time and I unexpectedly took in an all-black cat who we named Captain Jack Sparrow, aka Jack. Fast forward a couple years and I decided to join the military, and unfortunately couldn't take him with me, so he stayed with Dan. Around a year later, Dan joined the military as well, so OG Jack found his forever home with Dan's family. It was really difficult for me because I always thought I would one day have Jack back with me, but I knew he was being absolutely spoiled and loved with Dan's family, which helped a lot. Fast forward again, and at this point I was stationed in South Dakota. One day I was at Petco with a friend and we wandered over to the adoption center. There he was, this tiny black cat who looked exactly like Jack. And guess what his name was? Jack. What are the chances of that? I immediately felt like he was supposed to be mine, but ultimately was hesitant to adopt him because I had no intentions on getting a pet at that time. My friend clearly saw what I was feeling, and he ended up adopting the cat for me and surprising me with him for my birthday. There are no words to express how grateful I am that he did that. And that is how our story together started. Jack Jr. was only about 4 months old at the time, and it was my 21st birthday. I don't have a lot of footage of him prior to us moving into the van, partly because I just didn't take photos and videos back then like I do now, and partly because any footage I do have are hidden away somewhere on an old computer, which makes me sad, but it also makes me even more grateful for all the ones I do have. Jack was with me for basically all of my 20s. He was with me through all of the really big, hard stuff that these years held, and also the really good stuff too. But it wasn't until we moved into the van 3 years ago that our relationship went to an entirely new level. I mentioned this in the last video, but the bond that we formed since moving into the van was so incredibly special. I truly did not know that a bond like that was even possible. The love, trust, and understanding between us was as strong as it gets. And yet, I know that if his time wasn't cut short, it would have gotten even stronger somehow. He absolutely loved living on the road. I'm pretty sure even more than I did. The joy I saw in him when exploring a new area and then retreating to his van home, his safe space when he felt like it, filled me with more happiness than anything else. The mornings when he would gently paw my face because he couldn't wait to get outside and play are some of my favorite moments. But there's also those days where he decided that meowing nonstop would do the trick better, and I won't lie, some of those moments I let my lack of sleep get the best of me and would get frustrated with him. But man, do I miss that meowing alarm clock now. I'd give anything to have him wake me up again. Or those moments when I would look at him and I just knew exactly what he wanted, what he needed in that moment. Like right here, when I see this look and know that he wants to jump on my shoulders. And then there were those cold nights in the van when he would snuggle up next to me and we would keep each other warm all night. Or the cold mornings when he would get up and eat and then decide it was too cold, so he would come back to snuggle a little while longer. The memories of watching him run around chasing the critters in the desert or climbing trees in the woods and just enjoying his freedom will forever bring me joy. Oh, thank you for waiting, mister. That's a good boy. Thank you for waiting. I'm still really struggling with his unexpected death, but I know that he is happy and healthy up in heaven, waiting for me, and one day we will be reunited. God placed him in my life because he knew that I would need him all these years, and I'd like to think he placed me in Jack's life for a reason too. When an unexpected loss like this happens, it's easy to beat yourself up over what you should have done. But in the end, none of that matters because you can't go back and change it. I tried to give Jack the best life I could, and I think I did a pretty good job overall. Far from perfect, but nobody is. All I can do is continue to remind myself of the joy I seen in him and the love that we shared, because ultimately, the rest just doesn't matter. I am incredibly grateful for our time together, and I know one day his early departure won't hurt as much. One day I'll be able to look at these memories and smile instead of cry. I will cherish our relationship for the rest of my life. I miss you so much, Jack. Until we meet again.